Hey guys, I know, it's been a little while since your girl posted a video. Life been lifing lately, and my allergies been kicking my behind. The itchy eyes and just sneezing and just feeling tired. And life been lifing. But I want to talk about Westindie Collection reacting to her boyfriend talking trash about her to O'Shea Duke Jackson. But before we get started on today's video, hit that like button, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel because doing those things help to push my videos through the YouTube algorithm. So if you're ready, let's get into today's topic. So, according to Westindie Collection, or Westindie Mommy, as some people call her, her ex-boyfriend Will hit up old boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, aka Mr. Potato Head. That's coming from Westindie Collection. She calls O'Shea Duke Jackson Mr. Potato Head, not me. I think it's funny though. But anyway, her ex-boyfriend, the one that she had in the video with the kids that was moving funny and acting funny style, yeah, he hit up O'Shea Duke Jackson. And he was talking really, really, really bad on O'Shea's platform. One thing I noticed is that he seemed very quiet and reserved in his demeanor when he was in her video. He didn't really say that much. I mean, he answered whatever questions she asked him, but he allowed her to do most of the talking. He just didn't really seem that interested, if that makes sense. Westindie told us that she met her ex while they were both homeless. So he hit up O'Shea Jackson, aka Mr. Potato Head, to do an interview about what happened during the course of their relationship. From his perspective, of course. Now, O'Shea Duke Jackson has a bad taste in his mouth about Westindie Mommy or Westindie Collection for a while now. He's been making like little videos about her and saying little slick comments about her. And she also, made, little reaction videos, addressing some of the things that he said about her and some of her past videos. He seemed like he's totally against her lifestyle. With her, he dislikes her having a BBL, for an example, and she has 2 different baby daddies. That's some of the things that he discussed on his platform when he was talking about her, and she didn't like that. He also talked about her being a stripper, and he mentioned her having an OnlyFans account, which I don't understand how she have an OnlyFans account. It must not be OnlyFans because she sure do be up here begging a lot, child. Westindie Collection. He also talked about her wrecking her Mercedes-Benz truck. Then she came onto the internet after that incident took place, after the accident, and was begging her supporters for money. That is a lot of nerve. But anyway, let's continue. So, Westindie's ex felt like he should have listened to her old roommate and not dealt with her. So she felt some type of way about him saying that about the situation. While staying in a homeless shelter, Westindie had a roommate that was cool with her ex. I believe that Westindie's roommate introduced them to each other. I don't know if her ex was messing with this chick or they were just real good friends. But either way, they were introduced to each other by the roommate. So the roommate began to get jealous of their relationship. You ever had a homegirl that you real cool with, and she might have like a male friend that she might call her brother, or and they just real cool. It's something they might mess around, but they try to just act like they brother and sister. But he don't really like her like that, like her. Like she likes him, but he's not interested in her like that. So he kind of friend zoned her, and she's kind of like the female homie, or like he might sleep with her, but as far as like wifing her up and making her a girlfriend, nah. So she might introduce you to her people, and y'all hit it off, and y'all start dating, and everything is going well. And then she start moving funny and acting funny style, and throwing daggers at you and stuff like that. I'm quite sure we all know somebody that is like that. We all know somebody. Hold on one second. So the roommate began to talk badly behind Westindie's back to discourage Westindie's ex Will from continuing a relationship with her. Now, Westindie seemed bothered by the fact that the two of them were still friends. Like, the roommate and her ex-boyfriend was still cool, against the fact that she just didn't. I'm quite sure she probably told him that the chick be talking about her and she don't really mess with her like that. And she probably wanted, him to, if you my boyfriend, then I don't really want you around her. I don't want you talking to her. I don't want you dealing with her. But that's kind of hard because they was already cool already before he met her, and she was the one who made the introduction. And he probably didn't have an issue with the roommate. Westindie just did, and she was offended by the fact that they were still cool. But anyway, moving forward. Me personally, I would be mad too if somebody I was dealing with relationship wise is cool with somebody that was talking about me like a dog. If you my man, you ain't got no business talking to nobody that's talking bad about me. Because that's making me look at you sideways. And I don't know why she didn't look at him sideways. Okay? Another thing that I noticed too is that in her video, she mentioned a few times that she asked him for money for different things. Right? So I want to present my screen where she was discussing a few times how she felt when she was asking him for money for different things, whether it was food for lunch or something to, maybe get her and the kids something to eat, just for whatever reason, or just any little favors. I want you to hear it from her out the horse's mouth. I don't mean to call her a horse, but you know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. All right.
And the times that stood out to me the most was when that one time when I asked him for like $10 so I could get me my kids something to drink from the store, snack, whatever. He didn't want to give me that. Over $10. And then when it came to he just always gave me issues about something. When one time I wanted him to help me pick up my kids from a nanny one time. One time I want to know if he could watch my kids for me while I attended something. He always had it.
First of all, me personally, I know it sounds bad. I know y'all probably gonna be like, well, Miss Panda, what you talking about? I don't trust this man. Okay? Me personally, if I get so much as even a negative vibe from you, I don't want you around me and I don't want you around my children. So maybe it was a benefit to her for him to not watch her kids. Now, me personally, I don't know if y'all watch Investigation Discovery. Like, I watch Investigation Discovery sometimes, or I watch like the YouTube crime shows that they be having, the little docu-series and stuff, where sometimes these men will hurt your children if they don't like them. There's a story, I don't know if y'all saw it on Carlos King. His name is Carlus. He's, he has little dreads, and he has like a channel that he talks about a lot of different things, from celebrity gossip to just different things from, TikTok. He just gives his perspective or whatever. He's a reaction channel also. And he had a story, I believe, that y'all can go over there and check out, about a father who had triplets, and he unalived one of the triplets, and they were like babies. They were infants. So that's why you have to be very, very cautious. Myself included, even when my kids were little, they went with me as much as I possibly could. I mean, I know we can't be with our kids all the time because sometimes we have doctor's appointments, or sometimes you might want to go on a little date night with Zaddy, AKA my husband, honey. But you got to be careful. The only person who I felt comfortable watching my children for me, is may she rest in peace in heaven, honey, was my mama. Or my husband's mama, and may she rest in peace as well, because they both deceased. But far as leaving my kids with just any old body, I ain't the type of mama that just because I want to go somewhere, or just because you offer to babysit, that I'm just going to allow my kids to be in your care. Everybody's not trustworthy. So he might have been doing her a favor by declining the invitation to babysit her kids. I wouldn't trust him alone with those two boys. I just don't. It's something about him. I can't put my finger on what it is. I just don't like that man. It's just, I don't know why she didn't get it. I don't know. And far as the money thing, if he can't help you, listen, you don't lay up with no man that you can't call on and pick up the phone and call on in an emergency. Okay, if he don't have no problem with fixing his mouth to ask you for your knick-knack, paddywhack little snack, honey, then he shouldn't have a problem with you asking him for a couple dollars. $10 is not a lot of money. He sound like a brokey to me. He don't sound like a brokey to y'all. He look brokey. But anyway, let her continue.
An excuse. And I thought we supposed to, rely on each other for support. I thought my man is supposed to be like my lover, my supporter, my best friend.
That's the thing, honey. You're sadly mistaken. That wasn't your man. Y'all was in two different relationships. You were looking for longevity. You was looking for something exclusive with him. I don't know what you see in him. He's not fine to me. It's not like he really, really, his pockets is heavy. He ain't no, six-figure ninja like that. He ain't no high value man like that. It's nothing wrong with being homeless and coming up together. But he seemed like he was selfish. He seemed like he was for self. He was okay with you doing things for him. AKA, even if it's only with you laying down with him and allowing him access to your body. You don't allow nobody. That man, I can't really 100% feel sorry for her. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Is because he only did what she allowed him to do. Because she came across, to me, at times, she comes across as desperate. You got to be desperate to date that type of man. With all of the things, this is not the first time she ever sat down and discussed a lot of the issues that they had in their relationship. And the relationship sound very toxic to me. And I'm glad that it's over, and I hope it remains over. And I hope that she remains strong and keep her legs closed. Okay?
Friend. And then he mentions how he tried to put me in the right direction. She didn't want something come.
How? How is he going to point her in the right direction and he ain't even got himself together all the way? You know what that sound like? That's disguised as. I'm going to tell y'all what it sound like. What it sound like to you? Because to me, it sound like he wanted to control her. Point her in the right direction. He is not her daddy. He is not in no position to be telling nobody nothing because he ain't even got his ish together. Okay? He got a lot of nerve talking about he was trying to point somebody in the right direction. I wouldn't listen to him neither. He ain't in no position to tell nobody nothing. You better get out my face.
He never told me what it is. He never told me what's the future. I always kept wanting to see how we're going to move forward in a relationship. And it's like,
boo. Y'all wasn't in a relationship. It was a situationship. Okay, where y'all spend time together. Y'all talk on the phone. Y'all kind of was a couple. It to me sounded like it was like a friends with benefits situation. That's what it was. It was a little bit more than that. Because y'all was kind of spending time with each other as far as spending time with each other, if that made sense. But it wasn't like an exclusive relationship. And I bet money he was seeing other people. You wasn't the only. It probably was the roommate you was staying with. That's probably why she was throwing shade at you. You think you was the only one? Mama, come on. You can't be that naive, honey. Girl, open your eyes.
Can never get nowhere. He never told me. The only thing that I feel like when he says this thing to you guys.
Now I noticed that she said that she was upset. She seemed very, very livid and very emotional, if y'all noticed, when she mentioned the fact that she had asked him for $10 one time and he wouldn't give it to her. She was really, really upset, but she wasn't upset enough to leave him alone. So I guess he must have had her, eggplant-matized. It seemed like she was addicted to the eggplant to me. And they was in two entirely different relationships. That's why it's imperative to sit down and have a meaningful conversation when you begin to date somebody. So if it's a possibility that the dating phase could turn into an exclusive relationship, then y'all both on the same page. It's like she went into that with expectations and he just wasn't with it. He didn't watch your kids for you, honey, because he just did not want to. That's why he was giving you a million excuses. Because he ain't want to do it. And that's just that. I ain't trying to hurt your feelings, be nasty or mean, but that's just what it is. Somebody needs to tell you the whole cold, hard truth. Okay? That's just that. Let's go.
Over $10. And then when it came to he just always gave me issues about something. Well, one time I wanted him to help me pick up my kids from a nanny one time. One time I want to know if he could watch my kids for me while I attended something. He always had an excuse. And I thought we supposed to, rely on each other for support.
Nah, not really. And I'm willing to bet money that she as bougie as she try to act, and she try to act like she's a man eater and be going after men for money. I bet you she was giving him her money. I bet you she was putting money in his pocket. He just, I don't know why this is given. For some reason, she remind me. I know that this is the street interview sector that she's a part of. But yes, I did kind of grab her into the mommy sector because she kind of reminds me of one of the trifling mothers, My Jazzy Life. Her relationship, she just broke up with her baby daddy, Chris. And this dude is giving Chris vibes because Chris could not stand, My Jazzy Life's ex-boyfriend could not stand her older kids. He ain't even like her. To be quite honest, the only reason why he moved in with her and established a relationship with her is because he needed a place to stay. That's why. He didn't like her. He didn't love her. Nothing. He needed a place to stay. He was ending a relationship and he ain't had nowhere else to go. And that's how he ended up with her. And that's it. And that's what this is giving to me. And it seemed like, and another thing with Chris, not to compare Chris to Will, because they two separate people, but I'm going to compare them. Because I just am. They have similarities to me. And he seemed like he was okay with her when they were going through their little homeless phase and everything. They was in a homeless shelter together. And of course, she was letting him hit that. But laying down and giving up your body to a man is not enough to establish a relationship. There was some things that was components of that relationship that was missing. She needs to take time to heal, and Jasmine needs to take time to heal too. Because the more I listen to her talk, the more she reminds me of Jasmine. The way she comes up here and begs, Jasmine begs. The way the guy was okay with her when he was homeless and they were both home down bad together. He was using her for her body. And then once he kind of stood up on her shoulders and got himself together. And now he's acting like he don't want to be bothered with her no more. That's why I'm kind of glad that she got her own place for her and her boys. And I hope that she's responsible, Westindie mommy. Okay? I hope that you are responsible to pay your bills first. Off the top, before you take care of anything. What I was taught is before you do anything, when you get your money, you always make sure you put a little something aside for your rent. Everything else will fall into place. You'll find some money to put on a light bill. You'll find some money for some food. If you might see if you could qualify for some food stamps. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of. If you need it, you need it. Ain't nothing wrong. You got to feed these babies. And you can't always beg because money is tight right now. The economy is bad. And everybody, got bills and things that they trying to scrape money together and pay. And, kids got formals and proms and different things coming up. And people just don't really have it. That's why I said you remind me of Jasmine. That's why I be reacting to you, because I'm in the mommy sector, but I watch Atlanta Street interviews or whatever the case is a lot on my personal time because I had liked Marcus' interviewing style until I found out some very disparaging things about him. He don't know how to keep his to himself after he interview people. He should need to get them they $10 or $20 and let them go about their business. He be propositioning people and he be getting, on the low on the side. And I don't like that because a lot of these people are down bad. They're in a horrible situation. And I felt like he was kind of taking advantage of them. Because if you ain't got no place to stay, you need money for a hotel room or you need money for food and some guy come along and kicking game the way Marcus be kicking game, you going to be with it because you need it. That's what I didn't like. But getting back to this heifer. Yeah, she needs to reevaluate this and leave this man alone for good. I hope she don't go back to him.
My man is supposed to be like my lover, my supporter, my best friend. And then he mentions how he tried to put me in the right direction. She didn't want something come. He never told me what it is. He never told me what's the future. I always kept wanting to see how we're going to move forward in a relationship. And it's like we could never get nowhere. He never told me.
I don't think he'd ever told you because I don't think he ever really wanted to move forward with her, for real. He wasn't serious about her like that, and that's just that. You guys just got accepted for what it was. You was a jump off, and that's what he treated you like a jump off.
The only thing that I feel like when he says this thing to you guys is because he wants to be controlling of my money, and I was not okay with that. So you mean to tell me? And this is the thing, he making it seem like he broke up with me. There was times I broke up with him a couple times, and he kept trying to talk to me. He wouldn't leave me alone.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he was trying to talk to you, and he wouldn't leave you alone because you easy. You easy. That's why. And whoever else he was dealing with probably was acting up. So he wanted to double back to see if he still had access to you, which he'll probably try to do it again to see if he still can hit. He want to hit. Whatever it is that you got, he like it. That's the only reason why he would spin the block for you, because he's not looking for nothing serious. I don't know why he's not telling you that. But he ain't looking for nothing serious with you, mama. He not.
So don't have this dude on this internet fool you guys. Because I have broken up with him multiple times. And he insists, he keeps on talking to me. So don't make it seem like he's just the one breaking up with me. Because no, baby, that's not it whatsoever. So it was all about a money thing. He wasn't like the 50-50 type. Like one time when I mentioned, like, so for example, you pay the rent, I help out with bills. Like he's not the type to like cover all the bills and me taking care of the other like type of.
You said that wrong. You said he's not the 50-50 type. So he is, which I think she meant to say is he's not the type to pay all of the bills and just kind of like let her, just buy the groceries, pay the little soft bills, like, put food in the refrigerator, maybe pay her cell phone bill, and just worry about like maybe her car note and car insurance if she had that, and just worry about what the kids need, like clothes, little lightweight things. But far as like the heavy hardcore bills, like the mortgage, he will be responsible for that. That's what she would probably expect him to be responsible for, like the light bill, like just the heavy bills. And no, he is 50-50, honey. And mind you, I think really deep down inside, if he could, he probably would have you paying all the bills if he could.
He had a problem with that. He wanted to be controlling over my money, meaning he wanted me to give him all my money, and then he'll give me what's left over, as if I'm not a grown woman, know how to manage my money. Like that was giving me pimp vibes. And I'm not used to someone.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I'm glad you ain't fall for that. Maybe you ain't as stupid as you look.
Trying to control my money. So I wasn't okay with it. Like, for him to be my man and not believe or like can trust me that I will do the right thing if it comes to me having to help with a bill or something, that really upsetted me. Because I'm a very responsible person. I make sure my bills
No, you ain't.
is paid first before anything.
No, you don't.
Before anything. So for him to not believe in me in that type of way, that bothered me. It really did. I gave this man my all. I truly did.
Why? Why did you give this man your all? First of all, he wasn't yours. He never claimed you like that. He never claimed your kids. He never came to you and told you what he wanted out of your relationship. My thing is this, like I said, and I stand 10 toes on this. When you're dating somebody, the dating phase is almost like equivalent to a job interview. What I mean by that is when a job interviews you, they sit down and they interview other prospective clients or prospective employees to see if they will be a good fit for their company. They tell them what their company policies is, what their expectations are, and you got to have the qualifications. And if you have fit what they feel the qualifications are in place, then they'll hire you. That's the same thing when you're dating somebody. You don't necessarily have to give your body to them and sleep with them, but you can go out, talk to them, build, get into their mind, see, what they want out of a relationship, and you tell them what you expect out of a relationship. At that point, it's the beginning of the relationship. Your heart is not attached to them. Hopefully, in this generation, everybody just wants everything like right away. Like, so they'll go on these little dating apps, meet somebody they think they's cute, swipe right, talk to that person, and then sleep with them all on the same day. There's no time to build. There's no time to conversate. There's no time for nothing. And then nothing is ever discussed. People just, a lot of the things that they want is inside of their mind, but they're not communicating that to the other person. And they just expect the relationship to just go well. It doesn't work that way. When did you ever sit down with him and tell him what your expectations of the relationship was? That's what I would like to know. I never hear you say that. Because based on what you say about him, it sounds like he wasn't feeling you at all. You was feeling him more than he was feeling you. That's what it seemed like. And I don't know why. Because he ain't much to look at. And he just ain't. And I ain't making fun of him because he homeless. Because I've been homeless before. When I ain't had nowhere to stay. It's not that. It's just his personality. I don't like it. I don't.
I really try to love him. I meant what I said. And for him to not take me so seriously, not love me the way that I want to be loved, it's really fucked up.
Love yourself. Love yourself. Okay? So basically, she was saying that her ex was saying that he didn't feel like she was growing. I feel like she is growing in some ways. I felt that it's responsible of her to go and get her and her boys a place so that they wouldn't be homeless. I felt like before she wasn't growing. And the reason why I say that from my perspective, and this is just my opinion, I felt that she was irresponsible by like taking her money, knowing that she was in a situation of homelessness, and just going on trips and just, doing little things like that instead of taking her money and being responsible with it and just saving her money so that they could at least, save up for a place or, at least have a decent hotel room and then just buying a Mercedes Benz. She was just making all kinds of wrong money moves to me. Like, that's what I think he meant. But then again, like I said, I don't feel like he's in a position to really talk about anybody because he doesn't seem like he was that responsible either to be talking about her. And I'm glad she didn't allow him to control her money. You don't allow no man to control your money. Ladies, don't be giving no man your money like that. Did she have access to his money? I doubt it. He don't seem like the type to let you have access to his money like that. Another thing, too, I felt like she was too available for him. Like, as far as, like, whatever he called her, he just always had access to her, which I don't feel like he was worthy. I don't feel like he deserved it. I felt like she just, came across as too needy, and she took away the mystery by just being so accessible to him. She said that every single solitary time he told her to jump, he jumped, she jumped too. Like, why? Like, that's no challenge. And he didn't have no respect for her, to me. People treat you how they feel about you. That's why he was treating you like that and acting like that with you, because he didn't respect you. And you gave him access to your body too freely. Another thing I want to say is never allow a man to determine how you feel about yourself. How you feel about yourself is called self-esteem. Your self-esteem and your self-worth comes from you. It comes inside of you. No other person on this earth is allowed to dictate nor control how you feel about yourself. Stop begging other people to be your friends. Stop begging men to love you. The love that you want from these men and these friendships, you pour that into yourself. Pour into yourself. You will find that you feel so much better when you do that. I know exactly how she felt. She felt like, he didn't love her the way that she needed to be loved. I noticed that she said that. Love yourself. I know what you feel like, because I've been in her shoes where I've just wanted to be loved a certain way, and I would be begging, to love me this way and begging them to love me that way. I start love myself. Pour into yourself. Do things that make you happy. Do things that make you feel good. You don't need that from nobody else. That comes from within. Forget him. I think it took for him and her to break up, for her to realize that he was doing the bare minimum for her, toward giving her the bare minimum. He wanted to get her used to the bare minimum because he knows that she likes like a lot of expensive things, and obviously he can't afford it, but he knew that she really liked him. He looks like the type of guy that knows how to run game and know how to play on words, and he looks like he's significantly older than her too. To me, it looked like there's an age difference. He looks much older than her to me, and so he probably knows that he's very good at manipulating. It's not a good look. I just hope that she can do better for her and her kids, her and her boys, because they need it. They don't need to be. It's hard being homeless with especially with kids. It's hard being homeless by yourself, but when you incorporate kids into it, that makes it even worse. I just want to see her do a little bit better as far as her managing her finances, and maybe securing maybe going back to school to further her education so that she doesn't have to use her body to make money, because like once you start getting older, I don't, a lot of men don't be wanting, you got to try to you can't use your body because your body don't look the same and got miles on it. So she would have to, go to school and educate herself so she can get like a degree so she can secure a better job for her and her kids' future. I hope she can take time away from dating to heal, because that last relationship looked like it really did something to her. I felt like it was just like they just got together. I don't want to call it struggle love, but it was just a toxic situation that no woman should be going through. I don't know.
Mother's Day, saying Happy Mama's Day or something like that. And I usually, because I didn't block him, but I eventually did text him. Usually I won't send a text back, but I did. I said.
So basically, it sounds to me like this dude is playing games. They haven't really been talking that much, and he, just like I said, went on O'Shea Duke Jackson's platform, was talking all this crap about her. Then all of a sudden, Mother's Day rolls around. Remember what I told you? He wanted to sit up there and see if he still has access to her, because he wants access to her body. He don't care about her. Do y'all really think that he cared about the fact that she had a good Mother's Day or not? My thing is, why didn't, if you was concerned about her having a good Mother's Day, why didn't you send her a gift? Why didn't you send her some flowers? Why didn't you take her out to dinner? Why didn't you do something for her? But yet he sent her a text. He ain't even pick up. You're not even respectable enough to call to see how she's doing. You texted her. That sound like a hey big head text. You know what a hey big head text is. That means he wants some of your yum yum. That's what he wanted. He wanted some of her yum yum, and he wanted to see if he still had access. If I was her, I would have told him access denied. Okay, girl, you got to be strong. You got to be strong with your body. I'm sorry, I had to take a sip of water. I was a bit parched. All this talking got me a bit parched, a little thirsty. Now, another thing that she was saying is that he invited her over one time, and he wanted her to feed her kids before she came over to his house. What? Wait, what? Feed my kids and eat before we come? What? You want access to, you want to tear my body up, but I got to feed my kid? At the very least, if he didn't want to buy no food, because food could be expensive, he could have went to an Aldi. I don't know if they got an Aldi in Georgia or Atlanta, because I don't live down there. He could have went to Aldi. He could have went to the grocery store and got some hot dogs and made some hot dogs and french fries. He could have got some pizza and chicken nuggets. He could have kept it real simple for the kids. He could have got some Lunchables. Kids, he could have got a couple of frozen pizzas and got him like one of them bag of the little buffalo wings and popped them in the oven. And they could have sat down here pizza and wings if you didn't really want to spend like a lot of money, or if you didn't want to take them out, or if you didn't really feel like banging no pots and pans in the kitchen. You could have kept it simple, or you could have just had snacks. Or you could have just made some turkey and cheese and gave them some chips. But to tell this woman, and I'm about to turn this on you. We talking about this man, but honey, I got a problem with you, ma'am. Because my thing is the fact that he fixed his mouth to say that to you, mama, and you still went over there and laid up with him. You stupid. You stupid. Because he already showed you right then and there how he felt. I wouldn't have went. I would have changed my mind. I bet you his behind would have ran and got some food then. Especially if the other females that he messing with. I hope it's only females, but that's his business. I ain't judging. But I know he definitely was messing with somebody other than you. You could tell by the way he was moving. Especially if he ain't had access to them. He would have figured out a way to go get some food. You just let him treat you any kind of way. Any kind of way, just to have a piece of man. You got to value yourself, value your body, and respect your kids more. Okay? We all done been through some stuff, but don't you go back that way. God set you free. Don't go back to him. He don't care nothing about you. He got his place and started acting funny and then went on a platform and was talking about you publicly. That's pathetic to me. He is pathetic, not you, him. Girl. Well, that will conclude today's broadcast of Miss Panda's Talk Time. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to my channel because doing those things help to push my videos through the YouTube algorithm. Thank you all. I love you and be blessed.